How do you feel about acting? I mean, you know the question is beyond what it...
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. One of my favorite newspapers is The Guardian, and you said to them, people say, how hard can acting be? But the truth is the creation of a character, the understanding of human behavior, is a craft to be learned and worked and experimented with and discovered. Yes. My favorite actors are like artists, and when you see their career, you see someone who is able to actually physically draw a perfect figure and then deconstruct it or not based on a foundation of skill or practice.
Wow, that's a very
that's
articulate thing. Are you sure I said that?
Right, yes.
I don't know.
You don't remember this, do you?
I mean, I tend to wax,
but
not that articulate.
That's good wax.
Yeah, thank you. I have a very complicated relationship with it because it's pretend. So Ang Lee said once something I'll never forget. He said, "We pretend so we can get closer to the truth."
Yeah.
Which is just this profound contradiction, you know. And but I believe in the craft of what I do as a very serious thing. And a lot of people think of it as a bit absurd. I also think of it as a bit absurd because it's playful. And it has a real sense and opportunity for real play, where your imagination can just be released into, you know, never-ending choices. So, I mean, how I feel about it is it changes all the time.
Yeah, I'm sitting here 25 years and talk to almost...
Oh, my God, I can't, yes.
Almost everyone, you know. And it's just, there are certain actors that you know have this sense of, they don't talk about it as much, you know, but it's that there's this deep appreciation of the craft of it all.
Yeah.
And in that appreciation, they may go off and want to direct and want to produce and want to do a lot of other things. But sort of at the core is the acting of it, you know. And certain people want to do the other things because it gives them control, you know, and they like to be able to craft and sculpt in an editing room, all those things that I'm sure you feel.
Yes.
But at the core, you're an actor.
It's
and
funny
that's what is there.
It's funny you say that. I've never really probably truly thought of myself as one.
As an actor?
Yeah. I've always, maybe being a younger sibling, I've always thought of my sister as that, do you know? And I think I owe her a huge, I owe her a lot of credit in my career, you know, because I don't think I would be acting if I hadn't watched her when I was 6 and, you know, she was 10 and she was up on a stage, you know. But the one place I can tell you that I am pretty sure that I am probably an actor is when I get on stage. That's the moment where I think I am terrified, but I am having too much fun for this not to be something I want to be my life's work. You know.
What's the fun of it?
It's a demand on your mind. I mean, there's so many aspects of it. I think the thrill of it is just this. The actors I love are people who take genuine risks and who fail. Those are the ones I love. And I think being on stage, you feel that opportunity for failure and success every single night in a way you can't feel it anywhere else. And I think that thrill for me, along with the rehearsal process, the amount of preparation. Preparation is the most fun for me. You know, you're alone. You get to do it alone before anyone gets to say anything about it.
No. It's the same thing about preparing for an interview. I mean, people think, I mean, the whole process of bringing it together and crafting it and fashioning it and thinking about it, you know, that's not work, so to speak. You know, that's the challenge of seeing. And then, you know, it's equally and perhaps more fun when you sit down and therefore you'll see whether you can make something out of what you have imagined is possible, you know, because it's a two-way street.
But I find, like, when I speak to you, I find the same thing that you feel when you're working with somebody who's like a master at their craft. There's an exchange where you only make people better, right? So sometimes people probably cower in here, and not to say there's not a part of me that feels that way too, but I think you feel an exchange of energy, and the ideas start to bubble up and you start to connect to that and connect to somewhere else, and that is a joy. That's the joy of it, is the exchange of feeling and the exchange of ideas. And when you're doing it in a moment where you're not really quite sure, when other people are watching or there's no way of really cutting it together, I think that the thrill there is unlike any other. I mean, any other, and it's where I think it's where I want to be, you know. But most of the time I think, I'm an actor? That's kind of crazy, really?